What's up, Blue Chips? Today we are back for episode number 3 of our general trading tips, and today we are talking about how to plan the trade and then trade the plan. Let's get to it. All right, traders, so number 1, probably the most important one here, is to write your rules down. One of the best things that I ever did was I took a journal and I started writing everything down into that journal, and it allowed me to be disciplined in the application of my rules. If you guys have been noticing, I changed a couple things around in my strat recently, and it's been tough to follow those rules. And one of the main reasons I think why is because I hadn't took the time to actually write down those rules in my journal. I had them all just kind of floating around in my head, and when I went to apply them, they weren't exactly coming out the way that I wanted. So one of the best things you can do is to write your rules down. Number 2, objectively see your setup or your strategy in play. Do not have a bias. One of the worst things you can do is look at a chart and see your setup, but have a bias towards your setup. You need to scale out and you need to look at the bigger picture. Just because it looks like your setup's in play, is it actually in play? Don't get an overly biased opinion when you think that you see your setup. Make sure you're seeing the overall market and the overall stock as it is, not just the way that you want it to be. Number 3 is another one that I am working on and struggling with just a little bit right now, and that is to define your risk and set your share size accordingly. So you guys have seen it. One of my losers that I just took this past week was because I did not set my share size accordingly. And it was because I got a little bit emotional, as well as backtracking to number 1 in this series, that I did not write my rules down, and therefore I did not follow my rules. I ended up breaking my rules, and it all started from this one. I did not define my risk and set my shares properly. So one of the biggest things that you can do is, before the trade even starts, make sure that you are sizing appropriately. Number 4, this is going to be short and sweet. Make sure that you execute your trades and take profits or losses systematically. What I mean by that is have a system, right? Your strategy may be to take a long position here on the SPYs. It starts to get overly extended. So, okay, you took your long position. Now what? What's your system or your strategy tell you? Are you supposed to wait until VWAP to take profits? What's your system for cutting your losses if it gets there? Is it just when it breaks that low of day? You have to have a system in place. You have to have a set risk. You have to have rules. That's what this is all about. It's about planning your trade before you ever even take the trade, and then making sure that you follow those rules and actually trade the plan. That's all I have for you this week, traders. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Always appreciate that support. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you Monday morning for the live stream. Peace.